All right, Fizam, what is up? You are back for another video with Datazero. In this video, we're looking at AMC, GME, SPY, Bitcoin, cryptocurrency. This is your daily outlook prediction for stocks and crypto. This video is not financial advice, should not be taken as such. Please do your own research and due diligence for buying any stock or crypto asset. With that being said, let's hop in the charts, facts, data showing you what is going on for today and the rest of the week as a trader and investor. So we're going to be moving into Wednesday tomorrow. Ladies and gentlemen, today we had a vote, and it seems that we are further away than ever to a resolution is what we're seeing in the news. So I'm thinking that this government shutdown could last for quite some time. We were supposed to get a bunch of data drops and stuff like that, so we're not getting the data drops that we had. We did have a Fed speech today, though, and he did kind of talk about things. I did post that, guys, if you guys want to check that out on the live stream, or I posted a whole video of it as well, so you guys can check that out on my channel. Make sure you guys tune into the live streams. Make sure you guys like and subscribe. That way you guys can lock in. Now, GameStop was not able to break above and hold the 2350. It was able to break above it today and retest it, and it is making higher lows. So it looks like it's taking a little bit longer than expected, but tomorrow looks very, very good for GameStop to break and hold 2350. So I'm expecting this to happen tomorrow. Now, when GameStop breaks above and holds 2350, this will be a signal that GameStop is indeed bottoming and is going to start moving to the upside in a decent manner. You guys can see that we're getting bullish divergence here on the 4-hour time frame. RSI trending up, price trending down. Clear indication that bullish momentum is building. Green MACD as well. All of these things are telling me that GameStop is going to flatten out and pop to the upside in a big way. So I believe GameStop is setting up for a decent move here where we consolidate, and this move will happen between the end of this week into next week. So I think next week, at the beginning of this week at the earliest, so basically like Thursday, Friday, or moving into next week. So again, earliest for this week, I think we're going to start moving up and rallying again is Thursday, Friday, and then next week it should be a little bit more exciting, or starting next week. But GameStop is bottoming, and we just had this decent rally after earnings and the warrants and all of that buying pressure. We had the earnings here, we had the warrants, and I told you guys this rally was coming. We went all the way from the low of like 21.92, maybe even a little bit lower if you go back, all the way to 28.30. Now we left multiple gap fills to the upside, and this is indication that we're about to make a higher low here. So we have our low, and we're about to make a higher low and push up. GameStop looks really, really bullish. It's just taking a while, so I know people are like losing interest, and that's exactly what they want right now. But they are desperate to keep GameStop down. They dumped 500,000 shares all at once here on GME. It was absolutely insane. They dumped all of those shares for GME. We saw that live, and we were tracking that. Right now, at time of recording, they only have 1 million short shares for GME. They'll probably get some more tomorrow, but they are running decently low. We want to see them short shares go as low as possible because that will alleviate some of that bearish pressure that we've seen. Cost of borrows also starting to come up a little bit here. You guys can see 0.43%. So definitely they're starting to move in the right direction. AMC cost of borrow is really moving in the right direction. You guys can see 0.70%. We want to see it at 1% or higher, but this is signs that liquidity issues are starting to happen, and this is why they want that yes vote. Again, I keep coming back to AMC. The one problem with AMC is the vote. Now, people are saying it's rigged and blah, blah, blah. I understand all of that, but we have to be in the united front. So me personally, I'm voting no, and I would suggest, again, you guys can do whatever you want, but I would suggest vote no, because every single time we're about to run on AMC, they dilute and let the shorts kick the can down the road, and that gives them liquidity, allowing them to maneuver and not cover their position. So again, you guys can see shares have been low. This is all proof that the liquidity is drying up, and what I'm saying is true. Shares have been low, only 500,000. Remember, they had millions and millions of short shares, up to 10 million, even more short shares all the time. They're only at 500,000. There's a reason why, because liquidity is starting to dry up. They need more shares introduced into the market. This is why we do not want the yes vote. Again, cost of borrow also starting to go higher. Why? Because liquidity is drying up. AMC will make a move as well, especially if GameStop pushes up, putting pressure on both sides, on both fronts of the shorts, and that will help us move to the upside. I believe AMCs can move spontaneously out of nowhere, just start pumping, but we have to make sure liquidity is dried up. AMC, I'm looking for tomorrow to get back above 286 if possible. We want to see it move back towards $3 ultimately, but right now, the major support and resistance we need to get above is 286. So I want to make that very clear for AMC, and I think it should be able to do that as GME reclaims 2350. I do apologize, 2350 tomorrow. Once GME reclaims 2350, it's most likely going to move up towards this gap fill of 2381 to 2399. And if we get to $24, that's where things can start to get interesting for GME. And if we break and hold to a 90, that's where things can get interesting here for AMC. So that's what we're looking at for the meme stock. Short, sweet, to the point today, ladies and gentlemen. Also, we want to see the overall market recover tomorrow as well, because I believe that will help the meme stocks push up. But this is what we're looking at, guys. If you're going to go ahead and just check out the short interest here, and we can also check out the dark pool levels for the day, you guys can see AMC had 75% off exchange volume today, 14 million shares. Absolute madness. They're dark pooling everything. Why? Because they need an exit, ladies and gentlemen. This is why we want to vote no. Also, guys, you can check here for the dark pool levels here for GME. GME sitting at an impressive 43% as well. 1.9 million short shares traded in the dark pool. If you look at the short interest right here for AMC, it's sitting at 10%, which is well enough for a short squeeze. 10.34% here for AMC, and short interest here for GME. Current levels for GME is sitting at 17.61%. If that squeezes, that would cause a massive short squeeze. So both of those meme stocks have enough for a short squeeze. We want to see these stocks start to move up, putting pressure on the shorts. I think that we are going to see them move up, but it's going to take time as GME starts its flattening out process. I'm telling you, bullish momentum is definitely building. You can see it very, very clearly on the bigger time frames. That's why we're getting this green MACD and the RSI trending up. It's going to flatten out like it is, and then correct up in a decent manner. So GME rally isn't over. I believe that this is the calm before the storm, and we're about to make another leg up here for GME, which means AMC uptrend as well is going to be intact, and we're going to make another leg up for AMC. This is what we're looking at for the meme stocks. Let's go ahead and move into SPY and over market, show you guys what's going on there. As you guys can see, SPY got this big drop to the downside, is now consolidating. SPY must get above the key level of 665.05. If it does not do that, it is going to break down hard. I told you guys that SPY potentially might be setting a bull trap, but SPY looks good to recover a little bit tomorrow and reclaim 665.05. It's making higher lows, and if it does reclaim that, that means you're probably going to see a decent push up. Now, people kind of got confused what I meant about a bull trap. If SPY is able to break above 665.05, you're going to see a decent move all the way up to like 670, 673. And then I think that's when you'll see a correction down. I don't think we're out of the woods yet, because this selling was too crazy. And at the very least, it already showed that there's a lot of cracks in the market. So we're not just going to walk away from this unscathed, ladies and gentlemen. I believe that SPY is topping out. Also, RSIs are still extremely overbought on these higher time frames. Even if we started to go up, you guys can see that the RSIs would go straight into overbought territory. And then here on the monthly time frame, we have not cooled down. You guys can see RSI is very, very hot here on NASDAQ and very, very hot here on SPY on the monthly time frames. You can see here, this is a crazy candle on the monthly time frame doji here on SPY, showing a lot of indecision, and this thing could definitely still break to the downside. So I'm not saying that the rally is over just yet, the bubble is popping just yet, but there is a chance because of this recent action that we could see some more downside. And I told you guys, I think a correction is coming in the near future, and that could be starting sooner than later. But as of right now, in the short term, I think SPY is going to recover, and I think tomorrow looks good to push back above 665.05. And if you see SPY hold that as support and confirm it as support, that means you're going to get a decent launch towards like 668.24 or much, much higher. So I think SPY is going to be bullish tomorrow, in my personal opinion. We saw it fill the gap today, and then return all the way back to the upside. It tried to break above 665.05, wasn't able to do that, got rejected down, found a bottom, and I think it's going to continue up, in my personal opinion, after using 662 as support. So this is what we're looking at for SPY in the overall market. No data drops because the government is still shut down. I don't think we're out of the woods just yet for a possible correction. I will let you guys know exactly what's going to be happening. Are we going to see new all-time highs or correction as we get closer? But just know 665.05 is the major level, and if we do not get above it, you will see a decent move to the downside. But I think what we are going to see is a move above it and then coming higher, then dropping down. So this we're looking at for SPY in the overall market. Let's go ahead and show you guys what's happening with Bitcoin and BTC. So Bitcoin potentially making like a double bottom formation here, pushing back to the upside, 113,300 right now. Want to see Bitcoin back above 115,700. If we see Bitcoin back above 115,700, that means that Bitcoin has officially recovered and bottomed as long as it stays above that level. Now, again, I talked about this accumulation pattern here that Bitcoin's in. It looks like we're potentially going to break out. It looks like this is potentially the breakout and retest for something much larger, which means something similar to the market. We could, again, how we corrected down and then go higher, making new all-time highs here on BTC, and even SPY or NASDAQ could potentially make new all-time highs as well. So again, key level, same thing with like SPY. We need to break above 115,700 to confirm that we are indeed bottoming and that we could potentially see a decent move to the upside if that level is reclaimed as support. But BTC looks like it's setting up for a move. Ethereum as well. You guys can see Ethereum's in this falling wedge. Falling wedges normally break to the upside. So if Ethereum breaks back up as well, it could push up towards 4.8 or 5,000, ladies and gentlemen, potentially making a new all-time high. So things are looking good for the crypto market for recovery. BTC was looking a little bit shaky this morning, but we were able to get back above that 113,000 level. And right now you guys can see actually we're breaking above this orange sloping support and resistance. RSI is trending up, green MACD, all signs that bullish momentum starting to pick up here on the macro. And that's giving me a lot of confidence that we'll most likely break above 115,700. Once we do confirm that, then I will be able to be bullish on BTC without having to worry about further correction down. You guys can see right now we are in the fear again, to do the opposite of the herd. Be fearful when others are greedy, be greedy when others are fearful. Buy on the red days, sell on the green days. Bitcoin dominance sitting at 57.1% right now. So again, Bitcoin still in charge of the overall crypto market. It is not an altcoin season. So if Bitcoin goes up, altcoins will go up. If Bitcoin goes down, altcoins will go down. You guys can see Bitcoin is down and altcoins are red mostly across the board for the cryptocurrency market. Coins that have been going absolutely crazy though is this COAI coin. Absolutely nasty, monstrous gains. And then also this ZEC coin has been popping off as well. So keep that on your radar. Again, these are speculative coins. I mostly stay in the top 10 altcoins, 100 altcoins mostly, but basically the top 10. But you guys can see this is a top 3 altcoin XRP up 357% here on the year. So these are very good gains. ADA up 92%, XLM up 262%. These are very good gains without getting that super risky altcoin or meme coin status type coin. So this is what we're looking at for the overall crypto market. I do believe we're going to see a recovery above 115,700 here soon. Bitcoin looks good for a bottoming process and then potentially even continuing higher, which that would make some people very mad, especially the bears. But I believe that's actually what we are setting up for, especially as rates continue to get lower, more and more excess liquidity gets washed into the market. I'm not saying it's healthy, but this is the reality that we're dealing with at this current point in time. So if you guys found this video informative, hit that like button, subscribe, press subscribe for more content like this. If you want to help me out, share the content as well. I'm rocking some of the merch right now. If you guys want to cop from the merch store, I'd appreciate it. Linked in the comment section description below. You could also drop a super chat on the live streams to help me out. I also have a Discord. It's $100 for a lifetime invite, exclusive plays, technicals, and information. If you want to get in that, hit me up on my email, DataZeroOfficial5, linked in the comment section description. Payment made via PayPal or Cash App. Once you make payment, I'll send you the link. It's as easy as that, and you can get into the exclusive community and get exclusive predictions, news, price targets, and much more for stocks and crypto. All right, guys, as always, y'all, make sure you have fun, stay safe, make money. Peace out, fam.